Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Julie Demers, Executive Director of the New Hampshire Tech Alliance. On behalf of the Alliance staff and Board of Directors, welcome to the 2020 TechWomen Annual Luncheon. To say that 2020 has been a year of challenges would be an understatement. As an organization whose core values hinge on bringing people together, this period of social distancing and social and economic uncertainty has tested us in unimaginable ways. The silver lining is that this period has highlighted the Alliance's ability to pivot and continue to provide value in a virtual environment. And I think our staff and volunteers are passing the 2020 test. We're providing more programming than ever before. Our virtual platforms have allowed us to continue our monthly networking events and reach all corners of the state with our webinars. We're excited to see what the future holds, and we thank you for your continued support. Please keep an eye out for our newsletter, which will outline the vibrant event calendar we have for the remainder of the year, with a number of exciting initiatives, webinars, and our inaugural Innovation Summit. Thank you to our volunteers who commit to additional hours of screen time and Zoom calls to continue to push our work forward. The late Ruth Bader Ginsburg stated that as women achieve power, the barriers will fall. As society sees what women can do, as women see what women can do, there will be more women out there doing things, and we'll all be better off for it. The enthusiastic volunteers of our TechWomen, TechGirls committees are doing just that. They're continuing to build a strong community of like-minded women by creating opportunities for them to connect, educate, and explore ideas around career development, technology initiatives, and innovation. In addition to this program, this community also deploys volunteers and mentors to support academic STEM initiatives and events for girls happening all over New Hampshire to inspire future leaders who will follow in their footsteps. As former Chair Candace Benson noted, women often have a hesitancy to promote themselves and their accomplishments, which make the mission of our luncheon even more important. This event provides a platform for us to celebrate the women who, on a daily basis, are showing society what women can do. I want to extend a huge thank you to the organizations that understand the importance of this program and demonstrate their commitment through the financial support that makes this virtual luncheon possible. First and foremost, our premier sponsor and tech ecosystem partner, Connection, Comcast, Dartmouth Hitchcock Health, Alexander Technology Group, Certronics, Cross Insurance, Eastern Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, and Q7. Thank you. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce the woman that makes this all possible, our TechWomen Annual Luncheon Committee Chair and co-chair of our TechWomen, TechGirls initiative, Shannon Herman. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the 5th Annual TechWomen Awards Luncheon. Originally, this event was due to be held on April 1st. What an April Fool. For those who don't know me, my name is Shannon Herman, and I am the co-chair of the TechWomen, TechGirls initiative, the New Hampshire Tech Alliance, and the chair of today's event. By day, I'm a technology recruiter for Alexander Technology Group, and I'm passionate about supporting women and girls in the technology space. 5 years ago, I attended the first TechWomen Luncheon, and I was so inspired by the opportunity to recognize the impact that females are making here in New Hampshire across the technology field and the way the event brought together local business leaders to celebrate. Over the last 4 years, I've worked with an incredible committee and the New Hampshire Tech Alliance to grow the event, bring people together, and continue the celebration. I feel like this year is even more impactful as we've had so much to adjust to in response to the pandemic. Innovation, dedication, persistence, and strength are all characteristics of the women we're celebrating today, and those of which we're trying to model in our day-to-day lives. This event, as with all events, is only made possible by the incredible sponsors whom Julie has recognized and the work of a rock star committee. Typically, I'd ask for the committee to stand, but that doesn't really work for a remote event, now does it? But I would like to recognize the following people who have made this event possible today. Sherry Dutra, Principal at Dutra Associates, Megan Feely, Account Executive at Market Street Talent, Trish Lacombe, Director of Client Services at Sandler Training, Sarah Sempley, Cisco Alliance Manager at Connection, and Vanna Sharma, Developer at Northeast Delta Dental. This committee has worked for nearly a year on the event and did an incredible job helping to transition from an on-site luncheon to this remote event that we're celebrating today. Thank you all. We couldn't have done it without you. Now I would like to welcome our Tech Teacher of the Year, Joanna Marcotte. Joanna has worked for the last 5 years at the Founders School in Manchester, New Hampshire as a computer science teacher and technology department chair. She is known to be a great asset to fellow teachers by providing professional development, as well as an advocate for her students seeking funding and grant opportunities to build and expand tech programs. She's a consistent advocate for expanding computer science education across the state through her work with NHCSTA and the Code.org Regional Partnership. We're very pleased to recognize her today. Welcome, Joanna.
Thank you so much for inviting me here today and for the honor of Tech Educator of the Year. I want to start out my remarks by talking about my own experience related to STEM education. When I was in high school, I wanted to take a class in physics because I wanted to know how things worked. And what I found is that I was actually discouraged by my guidance counselor to do so, indicating that that was a class that boys took and not a lot of female students took that class. I ended up taking the class anyway with one of my good friends, and we were the only 2 girls in the class, and learned a lot about physics and how things worked and really enjoyed that experience. But those remarks always kind of stuck with me, and I questioned whether or not should I be in this class, or was this a place that I belonged, or did I make the right choice? So keeping that in mind, as I continued my educational journey, I started out as an educator, not in the field of STEM, really having a passion for history, majoring in American historical politics and elementary education. So how does that bring me to teaching computer science and STEM-related fields? In my journey, I realized that students really engage within content when you leverage the use of technology and bring in various technologies into the classroom, which led me to pursue my Master's of Education from Boise State University in Tech Integration. When a position opened up at the Founders Academy to teach computer science and digital literacy, I jumped at that opportunity. The Founders Academy, being a public charter school that was relatively new at the time that I was applying, afforded me the opportunity to create a curriculum from the ground up, which is not anything that I had done before. So it was an exciting opportunity. As I started teaching at the Founders Academy, I asked my students what they wanted to learn next. And ironically enough, it was my female students, some of them who were really interested in computer science, who helped to drive the next professional development opportunities that I would attend related to AP computer science principles and Python programming and Java programming to create those added electives and that pathway to school that was new at the time that I was starting to build a complete computer science pathway. During that experience, I have tried to afford my students and seek out other opportunities, regardless of their gender, their ethnicity, or their own personal identity, to pursue additional opportunities. So last year, we had 10 students who were recognized in New Hampshire for NCWIT as students who were rising stars. We had 1 national award winner and 1 state-level runner-up. Through that experience, I had additional students who applied for the Aspire IT grant and ran additional programming with myself as a mentor to encourage other female students to enter STEM-related fields. I've trained numerous educators in how to use computer science through my partnership with Code.org within the state of New Hampshire. So what does that mean at this point for computer science? Well, within our school, I believe that every student should see themselves as a computer scientist, regardless of those identities of gender, race, and ethnicity. And so we highly encourage our students to take additional classes and to pursue those pathways and encourage and foster those experiences. Thank you again for this award.
Thank you, Joanna, and again, congratulations. I'd now like to welcome our Tech Student of the Year, Leah Marville. Leah has been coding since 6th grade, when she began creating animation and games in Scratch. In 2018, she created a simulation of the Electoral College, which won the Congressional App Challenge. Last summer, she planned and co-led App Develop Her, an Android app development course funded by an Aspire IT grant. She currently works as the coordinator of a pilot program of Chosito Virtual Librarian, a curated AI search engine that helps to understand students gaining literacy skills. Welcome, Leah.
First of all, I'd like to thank the New Hampshire Tech Alliance for the honor of New Hampshire Tech Student of the Year. Thank you to everyone who's worked so hard to put this event together virtually. I'm here today because Joanna Marcotte, my computer science teacher at the Founders Academy, nominated me for this award. And I think Ms. Marcotte is such a great example of how a teacher who seeks out opportunities for students, encourages them to pursue them, and supports them along the way can really change a student's trajectory. I graduated from high school a couple months ago. Two of my favorite memories from the past 4 years were running an NC WIT program on Android app development at Girls Inc. and working at the Center for New Americans, where I helped pilot an online literacy program for English language learners. Teaching other students how to create apps helped me become both a better teacher and learner myself. It also helped my public speaking skills. Some of you might not believe this, but I really do enjoy talking in front of large groups. So I do wish I was addressing all of you in person right now. The Center for New Americans was a really great community to be a part of. Every student and staff member that I spent time with was incredibly welcoming and caring. As Manchester's currently in all remote learning, I really hope that the students I worked with at the center, who are often from immigrant and refugee families, are getting the tech and the social support that they need to keep on funneling their enthusiasm into learning. As for myself, my classes for my first year at Smith College are entirely online as well. And for every time that Zoom is frozen or I'm struggling with the learning management system's less than stellar UI, I'm reminded that somehow I'm lucky enough to live in an age when I can connect with my professors and classmates from different states, time zones, and countries. And when my classmates and I spend nights and weekends laughing over games we're playing over voice chat, I realize in those moments that tech's giving us a little glimpse of good times waiting down the road. And I hope that as we're designing the tech to take us forward, that we take steps to ensure that every voice is represented and heard at the table as these decisions are made that affect all of us. Thank you so much.
This year's Tech Professional Award recipient was not able to join us at the studio today, but did pre-record her remarks from a studio in Dartmouth, which we are going to be sharing for you now.
Hello, I'm Joanne Conroy, CEO and President of Dartmouth Hitchcock and Dartmouth Hitchcock Health. Thank you for joining us for the New Hampshire Tech Alliance Award ceremony. I'm honored today to introduce you to Dr. Barbara Yopes, who is the recipient of the 2020 New Hampshire Tech Alliance Tech Professional of the Year Award. Dartmouth Hitchcock Health takes great pride in the world-class and cutting-edge research that our doctors and scientists undertake and the care that they provide. Dr. Barbara Yopes is one of those amazing doctors and researchers whose work makes an enormous difference in the lives of those patients who struggle with neurologic diseases. Her innovative research and her compassionate treatment of patients with epilepsy has helped alleviate the suffering and improve the quality of life for patients who struggle with this disease. We are proud to have her as part of our team and cannot think of anyone more deserving of this honor. It's my pleasure now to introduce to you Dr. Barbara Yopes.
Thank you, Dr. Conroy, for that kind introduction. I'm honored to be part of the Dartmouth Hitchcock Health team of clinician researchers, and I'm especially honored to have been chosen by the New Hampshire Tech Alliance for this prestigious award. Having had some chronic medical problem myself in childhood, I made it my purpose to find solutions for patients with disabilities, and this is somewhat personal for me. Chronic disease can be devastating. Epilepsy with persistent seizures is one of those chronic diseases. Every 100th person you meet is afflicted with epilepsy. Often seizures persist despite multiple medications, and you just have to imagine how difficult it is to lead a normal life if you could have a seizure and lose consciousness at any time in any place. Additionally, medications and too many seizures can affect memory and concentration. My goal in undertaking this epilepsy research was to develop technologies such as brain stimulation devices to help manage seizures. This sounds somewhat futuristic, but can be well achieved with today's technology. My research took me to study brain stimulation, not only to control seizures, but also to improve memory. Those devices are placed into the patient's brain and are basically small computers that record and manipulate seizure activity. In the course of doing this research, we also came up with behavioral interventions, and now we're even studying the effects of music on the epileptic brain. I see my research as a bridge between technology and improving patients' lives. By reducing seizures and improving memory for epilepsy patients, they can have a better quality of life and be a valuable part of society. For me, that is what makes all of this worthwhile. I want to thank the New Hampshire Tech Alliance for giving me this award. It is truly an honor, and thank you.
Congratulations to our award winners, and please join us from home for a round of applause.